What's up, y'all? Thanks for stopping by the Search T channel. In this video, I'll be talking about the casting of Zoe Kravitz as the next Selena Kyle Catwoman in the live-action The Batman movie, starring Robert Pattinson, directed by Matt Reeves. There's a lot of already backlash from people. A lot of people are saying, why her? Why cast her? She's not good for the role. She's not right for the role. You're the same people that are along the same lines of other people who criticized Michael Keaton, criticized Heath Ledger, and on and on. And it's like you guys never give these actors and/or actresses the chance to show what they can do, what they can bring to the iconic roles that they are cast in. She has experience, when it comes to the Catwoman role. And, she's also been an actress for some time, This is not her first rodeo. This is not her first go around. It's not like it's a person that is just casting the role because they're popular and they only had like a few years experience. You gotta remember her breakthrough role was as Angel Salvador in the X-Men First Class film. She's also was a part of the Divergent series, Mad Max Fury Road, also the Fantastic Beasts franchise, both Where to Find Them and Crimes of Grindelwald. And speaking of, like I said, she played Selena Kyle Catwoman in the Lego Batman film, so she's able to already have been able to define her, find her voice, try to embody the role, vocally. And so now she gets a chance to do that very thing, in physical form for the live action film. So, those of you who want to already cast, a shadow over her, saying that she is not perfect for the role, well, is anybody really perfect for the role? Is anybody really, like, at first glance you go, man, that person's perfect for the role? It even comes to the post-present Joker portrayal that is of Joaquin Phoenix. People were going, Joaquin Phoenix, that weird guy, that actor that went crazy or acted, this and that, like, really? The guy that played Johnny Cash, and he's like the talk of the town. I mean, there's controversy. At the same time, there's a lot of great critical acclaim for his role. People are already clamoring for him to get the Oscar, to be nominated at least first, and then let's see if he gets the Oscar, But those of you who are wondering, whether or not this young lady who's also going to be following in the footsteps of, Eartha Kitt, who's the first, black Catwoman. You have Julie Newmar, you have Lee Merriweather, Anne Hathaway, Halle Berry, and of course the most iconic portrayal, probably one of the best Catwomen, arguably she's the best one ever, and that is Michelle Pfeiffer. And I think she has more of a good awesome, what do you call it? She's definitely going to have a great opportunity to show herself, to prove herself in this role. And for those of you who probably don't know who her family is, I mean, her family goes way back to Roxy Roker, who portrayed Helen Willis in The Jeffersons. Her mother's cousin is Al Roker from NBC News and Today Show and all that. Her father is Lenny Kravitz. We all know who he is. And then he's a singer, actor. He was also in the films, the Hunger Game films and other films as well. But he's known for Hunger Games. And then you have her mother, Lisa Bonet, who played Denise Huxtable in the Cosby Show series. She's famous for that. And then her stepfather is Jason Momoa, whom we all know as Aquaman, and he had nothing but just praise and so happy for her stepdaughter that she's going to be a part of the DCEU. which I'm trying to. I think I remember reading a thing that this film, Batwoman, the Batman, might not be a part of it, but I hope it is, because I think that this is going to be a fresh take on Batman, and Robert Pattinson looks like he's going to definitely fill that role. So let's just see how that goes. But speaking of the iconic Michelle Pfeiffer, there was this article by Ali Hayes, and I'm going to give this lady the credit for this, courtesy of BuzzFeed. And the header reads like this: Michelle Pfeiffer's advice to Zoe Kravitz about playing Catwoman is the only advice that matters. So in case you were trapped in the bowels of Arkham this week and missed the news, Zoe Kravitz has officially been cast as Selina Kyle, Catwoman, in Matt Reeves' upcoming DC Universe film, The Batman. So it says there, the DC Universe. So I don't know, there was some news saying that it might not be, but let's just see how that goes now. There we see there a beautiful picture of Miss Kravitz. She'll be starring beside Robert Pattinson, who will portray the Cape Crusader himself, which has this movie already shaping up to be iconic. You got Robert Pattinson, you got Zoe Kravitz, so it's going to already have its own look and its own stamp, and I'm very much looking forward to this film. Now, speaking of icons, several former Catwomen have come out to voice their support for Kravitz, including The Dark Knight Rises and Hathaway. There's another picture. Anne Hathaway posted a picture on Twitter, and that picture is of Zoe Kravitz. Again, looking beautiful, looking glamorous. Very beautiful girl, man. I noticed her right away when I saw her in her first film, and she was much, much younger. And at first didn't know it was her. And when I found out, I'm going, wow, Zoe's all grown up, and and then you look at her now in her roles in like Crimes of Grindelwald, like how great she was in that franchise, that series, Continuing, and excuse me, and as of this today on Good Morning America, that was weird how that was worded. Miss Cool Rider herself, Michelle Pfeiffer, the Cool Rider, I believe that was from a reference to Grease 2, I believe, who had the absolute most important piece of advice for any woman who plans to don the ears, whiskers, and tail. And on this tweet, it says, Michelle Pfeiffer's advice for Zoe Kravitz in her new role as Catwoman might surprise you. Basically, when asked about any advice she could offer Kravitz, Pfeiffer, who starred as Catwoman in 1992's Batman Returns, only had one tip. Make sure you know how you're peeing, girl. Now, Pfeiffer would definitely know all about that minor detail given the horror stories surrounding how absolutely ridiculous her original costume was. For those not in the know, Pfeiffer's costume was infamous in the film realm for being incredibly difficult to get on and off. She had to have her whole body powdered to get in, and then would be covered in liquid silicone to make the costume shine. This made the costume a literal pain to remove, which left her no other choice but to wear the costume between 12 to 14 hours a day with only one bathroom break during lunchtime. So, there you have it. A+ advice, and also to all the costume designers out there, if you're reading this, give Kravitz's costume a bathroom litter box friendly design, please. Now, that right there is hilarious. Michelle Pfeiffer is she is my all-time favorite actress. I loved her since her debut in Grease 2. Of course, Catwoman, Frankie and Johnny, Fabulous Baker Boys. She's also, of course, was in the Ant-Man films. And, it's just amazing how all of these ladies are coming out and giving, Zoe their support. Because sometimes there are those who have like sour grapes, and they'll really, really just come down on a person because they don't like the fact that they're in the role that they made famous. We haven't heard from I believe Lee Merriweather and I believe Julie Newmar are still alive. Eartha Kitt, I believe, has passed away. But I mean, what about Halle Berry? Let's hear from Halle. Halle, maybe it's a sore spot for Halle because of the real bad criticism she got for the film Catwoman. It's not any. I don't think it's any fault of her own. She did what she could. Maybe what the script was bad. That director had no direction whatsoever. I never seen the film, so I don't know what to say about it. I'm not gonna try. But that is actually some pretty good advice. It's kind of like you shake you scratch your head. You're like, wow, that's the only advice you have. But coming from uh, Michelle Pfeiffer's experience, it even says in that article, yeah, we've all heard of her. The nightmare was in having that costume on, how tight it was. She even said that she couldn't even breathe in that costume. And possibly that's maybe the reason why they never had the spin-off, because they were talking about having a spin-off Catwoman film right after the Batman Returns film, and maybe she just wasn't going to do it. Maybe they wanted her, and because she maybe may have turned it down, they decided not to go through with it. But that's my video for the breaking news that Zoe Kravitz has been cast as Selena Kyle, aka Catwoman. I think it's a great choice. I am a fan of hers. I like her acting. I like the roles that she's been in, and she's really shown some range. So, give the girl a chance, guys. Don't jump to conclusions. Don't start jumping on her back and start saying that she's, not fit for the role, because she hasn't even set foot on the set yet. So, and also she has some experience. You gotta give that to her. She has some experience as Selena Kyle, Catwoman, albeit it's her voice, but at least she was able to develop the voice and develop the emotions and emoting and all that stuff that she needs to do. Now she just has to, physically, do the role for the live action film. So, let's see how it goes. And I'm excited, and you should be too, because this is going to be quite a different experience. I could already feel that the Batman is going to be something special. And I hope that it does well, because the DCEU, of course, needs a very major boost, and they've gone right now with not only with Aquaman and Catwoman, and Wonder Woman, but also with Shazam. And we have like the Suicide Squad. I guess it's a reboot or it's a sequel or whatever it is coming out, and other films. So let's see how it goes, and see how this film definitely will be a part of that whole universe, and see how it fits. Well, that's my video, and for those of you who stopped by, thank you so much for doing so. I appreciate it, and checking out my video. And in closing, and as always, take care.